A lot of things in life seem out of reach. And because they're out of reach, most people don't even try. And getting that physique that brings that wow reaction from people seems unattainable. And that's why most people don't even try. Studies go to back this up. This isn't just something you blink your eyes and then suddenly you are super lean. I mean, roughly 1% of the male population worldwide has visible abs. Visible abs. I'm not talking about six-pack shredded. I'm talking about the abs are just there. Getting down to 10% body fat where you're lean and you're unquestionably lean might be the rarest thing of all. In fact, it's more rare to have visible abs than it is to be a multimillionaire in today's day and age. That doesn't mean that it's not possible. Getting lean where you can see your abs, it's actually a lot more straightforward than you think. I always tell my clients when I'm working with them to lose 5% body fat is actually easier than trying to gain 10 to 15 pounds of lean muscle tissue. And in terms of getting people to notice your physique, to have that wow reaction when you take your shirt off, you can have it if you want it. You just need to acquire the skills to get there. If you're at 15% body fat, you've already developed some pretty solid skills and health and fitness habits. And so going from 15 to 10% body fat should be your goal at some point. If you watch this video, I have 8 habits that are essential to get to 10% body fat. The first habit you need to focus on is strength training. This is the foundation when it comes to fat loss. A lot of people like to focus on cardio first, when really cardio gives you more of a buffer in calories, when strength training actually promotes fat loss. And the reason for that is that 1 pound of muscle burns 6 to 8 calories versus 1 pound of fat only burns 1 to 2 calories. That means that muscle has 3x the amount of caloric burn than fat per the same amount of mass. So if your goal is to have muscle and have a physique and not just be skinny, then you need to have strength training as a priority, because that is what's going to help you build muscle and have an increased metabolic rate so that you can burn fat. Hopefully you're already on a strength training program, and if you're not, get on one ASAP. You really only need to train about 4 times a week to get the benefits of strength training. You can train more if you want to, but again, 4 times a week is plenty, and that's going to give you the ability to build muscle and keep burning fat as you lose weight. Habit number 2 is going to be cardio. I don't want to throw it out just because it's not number 1, but cardio is still important when it comes to getting to 10% body fat. And honestly, if you're not willing to get 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, then you're not willing to do what it takes to get to 10% body fat. You need to move, and you need to move a lot. And I don't care if that's walking, going for a run, going on the treadmill, playing your favorite sports. You need to move your body. Get out, get your steps, do a HIIT workout, do a LIT workout. The reality is that just getting steps will burn over 400 calories a day, which is the difference between you actually enjoying your diet as you're doing this cut, being able to get a beer with some friends, being able to get appetizers, desserts when you go out, versus not being able to do that. And when you're prolonging your diet to get to 10% body fat, you need that mental space to be able to eat the things you want to eat. And if you're not getting your cardio, you're not going to be able to do that. And if you're not getting your cardio, the odds of you hitting 10% body fat starts disappearing very quickly. Habit number 3, limit your alcohol intake. I don't know anyone, myself included, who is 10% body fat or lower who drinks alcohol daily or weekly. Alcohol is only empty calories, and the amount of inflammation it causes, it's just not going to get you towards that 10% body fat, especially if you're drinking daily or weekly. Studies also show that alcohol consumption disrupts muscle protein synthesis, which is your body's ability to, you guessed it, build muscle. So if you're no longer able to build muscle, we're no longer getting that metabolic push from our strength training, and we're no longer metabolizing fat, but our body's trying to metabolize and get rid of the alcohol, which is going to be the worst thing that could happen if you're trying to get to 10% body fat. Putting it simply, alcohol disrupts muscle protein synthesis, and it also disrupts your body's ability to burn fat, which are the 2 most important factors when it comes to getting to 10% body fat. So just say no to the liquor. I'm not telling you you can never drink, but if you find yourself going for a drink every single week, you're also not doing what it takes to get to 10% body fat. The next habit is tracking and weighing your food. Now, this is the habit that really separates the exceptions to the normal people. If you're not willing to track your food, you should honestly just turn off this video right now. Most people understand strength training, cardio, not drinking alcohol, and things like that. But tracking your food is the necessary evil that you will learn to love. Believe me, I didn't start out tracking food and felt like it was the greatest thing ever. It's a habit that I had to learn to enjoy, but now I don't even think about it when I track my food. I just grab my scale, I have it with me wherever I'm going, and I just track my food, and I'm that person. As I've said before, getting to 10% body fat is about mastering the skills that you've already learned. You already know how to eat healthy, you already know how to eat whole foods, but now with measuring food, you're dialing things into an exact science so you can get to that unbelievable wow factor physique when people see you. Habit number 5 is protein. You gotta get 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight, or at least close to 1 gram of protein per pound of desired weight. What I find is that a lot of people, when I start talking to them, they're like, Austin, I'm in a calorie deficit, I'm only eating once a day, I'm getting my salad in, and I'm losing weight. And I'm like, great, you're gonna be skinny. That's about it. And in the great words of Chris Bumstead, don't be a skinny. Here's the deal. You need 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight in order to maintain muscle through your cut. If you are just cutting calories, you're going to become catabolic and you're going to start metabolizing muscle, which is what you don't want to happen, because we all know that skinny kid from high school who would take his shirt off, he'd have abs, but no one was impressed with him because he was just skinny. Don't be that guy. Get your protein in. I sound like a bro right now. Protein, protein, protein. But the reality is that protein will help you maintain your muscle mass through the cut so that you don't look skinny, but you look like a freaking Greek god with your shirt off walking around the beach. Sleep. You need to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night. You need sleep to recover. You need recover to build muscle. You need muscle in order to burn fat. And so this one just goes honestly without saying, if you're not getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep in general, this is one that goes beyond the 10% body fat, but to be a healthy person, I'm not just talking about your physique right now, but mentally and emotionally, you need to get a consistent 7 to 8 hours of sleep. There's been so many studies done that I don't need to go into about sleep and cortisol and sleep and stress and sleep and metabolism and sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Get a nightly routine that you can start doing that gets you in bed 7 to 8 hours before you have to wake up. I find that this one is something that a lot of people will try to come up with an excuse for some reason, saying like, oh, I had to work, or oh, I had to hang out with friends, or I had this event going on. Which I'm like, yeah, sure. Sometimes you have an event going on. Sometimes you have to work late. But the reality is you should be able to give yourself a bedtime so that you can get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And if you do that, it's going to make recovery so much easier and your journey to 10% body fat a lot quicker. The next habit is drink 100 ounces of water a day. It blows my mind because I have clients who have literally had kidney problems before I started working with them because they weren't drinking enough water. And if you live somewhere where you have access to water, there's no excuse to not drink water. Your body is literally 60% water and it is essential for life. And so please, 100 ounces of water a day or more. This is going to get everything moving the way it should move in your body, especially as you're cutting, you're getting the lower body fat percentages. Your body just needs more nutrients and needs more water in order for everything to work properly. Also, a side benefit, you're gonna be in a deficit for a while to get to 10% body fat. Drinking lots of water can help you feel more full and make that cut feel more sustainable over the time. And the final habit, take pictures and weigh in. Frank Zane, one of the Golden Era bodybuilders, was famous for taking daily photos and weighing in daily in order to track his progress. Now, I'm not saying that you need to be Frank Zane and take pictures every single day and weigh in every single day, but you do need to check in at least once a week. All the clients that I work with, everyone who gets results, they check in on a weekly basis. I get a full update from them. How are they feeling? How are their emotions? How are their stress levels? How their weigh-ins are going? How their photos are going? Because at the end of the day, without data to track to make sure we're going in the direction that we want to go, how do we know we're going in the direction we want to go? That's one of the most simple things that I see people miss, is that they go on this journey and then they're 2 months into it and they haven't taken a single picture or weighed in one time, and they're confused, is this working? When it's like, I don't know if it's working, you don't know if it's working. So weigh in, check in, take photos. Again, the clients I work with, I have them go through my app, they weigh in, they check in, we communicate back and forth, I make sure they're going in the right direction. Heck, I weigh in and check in myself just to make sure that things are continuing to move in the right direction. So be that person who has a scale in their house, have a tripod so you can take the selfies, and start tracking your measurements, your weight, and your photos. And that's it. It's incredibly simple and super straightforward. You've probably heard a lot of these habits before, but the reality is that until you put them into practice, you need to keep hearing them. And the cool thing is, again, dropping body fat, dropping weight is actually easier than trying to increase lean muscle tissue. I tell people you can expect to lose 1% to 2% body fat a month. And so if you're someone at 15% body fat, literally in the next 3 months, by the end of summer, you could be down to 10% body fat where you're completely shredded. If you want it, you can get it. So let's go to work. Yo, if you haven't yet, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop a comment. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And tell me about your weight loss journey, your body fat loss journey. I'd love to hear where life is taking you and hear your fitness wins. Until next time, peace.